Phone by City Manager Richard. Yes, good morning, Richard. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing just fine. Well, here we are with another week, the
Yeah,
full days of August.
yeah, yeah. The meteorological fall is September 1st.
That's right.
So there
Yeah.
you go.
And several items on this week's City Commission study session. Some basic housekeeping items like reviewing reports and things like that. But then you've got a moderate income housing proposal that Mike Hall's going to be talking about. Can you explain a little bit more about that for us?
Well, we do. There was $60 million allocated by the legislature, this year's legislature, to Kansas Housing Council Resources to programs to make building homes stronger in the state. The first round is due October 1st, and there's $20 million in it statewide. And there's an opportunity for communities to apply, receive up to $650,000, which can be loan or grant, and use that partnering with developers to build more affordable housing in the community. We asked for RFPs within the last month. Community Development, under the direction of Mike Hill, has been reviewing those. We had 3 submittals, and Director Hall is going to speak to the City Commission today and make a recommendation about which submittals we should send to the state by the end of the month. And I might also tell you that there was a review committee which consisted of 3 or 4 other people who are knowledgeable with what goes on in housing in the community. So it's a new program to this extent for us to participate in. We've done MIHs and RHIDs, and I know we all get confused by those, but MIH is Moderate Income Housing, RHID is Rural Housing Incentive District. We've done some of those in the past, and this is kind of a beefed up MIH, so to speak. There are some other incentives in that, so we're hoping to get that the City Commission will approve a application, and we will submit it, and hopefully in this first round the state will send us some money to help developers out with housing.
Well, that would certainly be a great thing because we're always in need of good affordable housing in this community, and that sounds like a good program to maybe get some of it done.
Well, I would agree with you. And the exciting aspect of this is that it is there are housing, different housing. There is some rentals in here. There's some single family in here. There's some duplexes. There's a cross section of housing in these applications, which is exciting.
Right. Another thing that's on the agenda today is for a notice of a sale of some building lots up on North Elm Street. Can you tell us about that?
Well, it's a draft notice of sale. There's been interest in purchasing those lots from the city again, so the commission wanted me to draft a notice and bring it back to them to review, and that's why that item is there.
Okay, now when you say on North Elm, is that between First and the levee, or is that on the other side of the river?
You got it right, partner. First and the levee.
Okay, so yeah, North Elm just being north of First Street there.
Yes,
Okay.
on the east side.
On the east side, okay. That kind of gives us a little bit better idea. And also one other thing too, and we've talked about this before, and that is that we're going to get another update on the sidewalk repairs that are going on throughout the city.
Well, we are. We've been working on this for a number of months, and Director Tharp will be explaining a RFP put out to try and get an idea of what local site contractors would charge to repair sidewalks. And it should be understood, this is just to repair sidewalks. There's a whole different process for building a new sidewalk in your neighborhood, if you wanted, everybody had to pay to have a sidewalk put in.
Right.
And new sidewalks are done by petition or the developer puts them in. So this is just to repair our existing sidewalks. And if you walk a lot, like I do, you know that there's a lot of work out there to do. There's a lot of other nuances around that, but this is a proactive this is a proactive approach by the city, and of course, city commission has to approve it before it all gets done. But it's a proactive approach to try and bring order out of disorder and try and establish a program that annually we can start repairing some of these sidewalks in the community.
Yeah, some standards as to what you're looking for and what constitutes a sidewalk that does need repair, basically.
Well, yeah. If you're walking along the sidewalk, we call them toe trippers. If you're walking along a sidewalk and a tree root has lifted one up, and you could fall down and break your nose, that's a sidewalk that needs repair. And I might say sidewalks are the responsibility by statute of the property owner, and if somebody is injured on that sidewalk, it could fall back on them. But those are some of the issues we have to work through.
Okay, so we'll hopefully get some more information on that here within the next few weeks, and maybe there'll be a program put in place to where people can request some repair on some of their sidewalks.
Yeah, as Justin Wilson, did you know who Justin Wilson was? He was a Cajun cook in Louisiana. Remember what I guarantee it. There you go.
Yeah, I remember Justin.
I like watching reruns of his.
Well, guess who wandered into the control room here?
Oh, no. Our friend Jeff.
Mr. Jeff is here.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, I got a question here. Monarch season is coming up pretty soon, and millions of them are going to be making flights down to Mexico. But
Yes.
the numbers have really declined over the past several years. Some say by 70%.
Well, they have.
Quite
Yes.
a few. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're right. So ask me your question there, buddy.
Okay. Well, have you seen that same decline? And what could Ottawans do to plant flowers and milkweed and help attract more butterflies as they come through?
You know, I appreciate that question, Jeff. That's actually a question I didn't prepare for. I was actually reading up on 3 or 4 subjects, but it is a topic I do know about. I've noticed this year it has declined. My wife and I have planted gardens, pollinator gardens, which means that they attract hummingbirds, they attract butterflies, and specifically they try and attract the monarch. They include perennial plants that flower, cannas. We have some wild, what we call hummingbird seed. We have milkweed. Monarchs especially like milkweed. Now, don't buy the milkweed that has been commercially sprayed, because that does nothing but kill the monarchs, and that is part of the problem with the population being down. Pesticides, insecticides, weed spray, that all has brought the population of the monarch down. So we try to use organic and natural. In fact, we got our milkweed from a local person here, and it has just been tremendous this year. But I was sitting out in the backyard the other night watching the hummingbirds and the monarchs kind of go between mine and the neighbors and feed. So what can we do to help them? Well, plant pollinators. Just get on, Jeff, just get on Google there. Google pollinator gardens. If we do more of those in the community, my dream has always been that Master Gardener group would come forth and we would help fund what they call a butterfly wheel. If you go down to Humboldt, Kansas, they build a butterfly wheel with pollinators in it. A friend of mine has done that in Fort Scott, Kansas, in their park, and all those help to attract and increase monarchs. But watch what you spray. Watch what you spray. That spray kills things, and if you get the poison on the plants and on the flowers, in effect, you're having poison there for the butterflies and the hummingbirds and all those beautiful creatures that we like to watch and bring us peace. It kills them.
Well, I appreciate that. We've got some milkweed in our backyard that some people in my house would like to get rid of.
No.
I've convinced everybody that needs to stay, and it grows up every year. And there you go. We get quite a few monarchs out there every year. So
Yeah, Jeff, I will send you a picture of our pollinator garden and of the milkweed. We have blooms that are yellow and kind of pink. And I'll send it to them, and it can be an inspiration for those in your household.
That sounds fantastic, and maybe we can promote it right here.
There you go.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Richard, we've got a holiday next Monday, so we'll be giving you a day off, it looks like. So no study session also next Monday, but next commission meeting coming up on Wednesday the 7th. Anything else that you'd like to talk about this morning?
You know, let's be careful out there this Labor Day. Let's enjoy one of the last major holidays of the year. Let's have fun. Let's think about what this great country is and what this great country has afforded us. We can always point out the problems, but let's talk about just how great this country is.
That's a good sentiment. I agree with that 100%. Also, really quickly, one thing that popped up on the website is the fact that we're going to have our 4th of July celebration on Sunday evening, it looks like.
We are. You are. Hey, we'll be one of the unique communities that is having our 4th of July celebration on September. And I will remind you that when we placed our order for fireworks, we were notified through the vendor we have that they would not be here in time for the 4th. And because of the timing, there was not much chance. And yes, I know other communities had their 4th of July celebration. It's kind of like comparing apples and oranges. Every people have a different vendor. You don't always get to turn around and go with another vendor because they had their own issues too. So there wasn't any big conspiracy or anything. The same amount of money is going to be available and the same quality fireworks display will take place. And you know what? Where is it written in the Bible that you have to have the 4th of July fireworks on 4th of July?
We're going to have it on the 4th of September instead.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, Richard, have a great week, and I guess we will talk with you in a couple weeks.
Yes, you will. Have a great Labor Day.
All right, you too. It's 8:20 now on 1220 and 103.7.
Good morning. Thank you for joining me again as I do my radio show with Kofo. Labor Day's coming up. Be safe. Wear your sunscreen. Think about all those great things that this country has afforded us. We can always point out what's wrong with the country, but we are still the greatest, freest nation on this earth. Thank you for listening and have a great holiday.